So you take a piece of paper and fold it lengthwise. So forgive me if you've done this a million times before, and just do it in your own time. I will be using this particular recording to share if I can find a way of cropping it from the whole thing. And making sure the creases are sharp means that when we fold it all together, it won't matter. What I then do is fold each half back to the center line. And again, it doesn't matter which direction you fold these, if the crease is sharp. It's a bit like the beginning of a paper aeroplane. So you have a zigzaggy like this. And the next set of folds is you just reverse, flatten out the paper and fold it on the horizontal. Once again, fold it in half. And each half back to the center line. I haven't yet tried this on paper other than A4, but it should work with any size or shape of paper. If you had a square piece of paper, you just do the same thing, and each of your little pages would be square. If you had a larger piece of paper, you do the same thing, and you will have larger sections, larger pages on in your book. So I'm just going at a steady pace. If you have missed anything, perhaps you could type it in the chat if you want me to repeat anything. Otherwise, what we do together is we cut up the center line. I usually do this on the horizontal, so I have my paper landscape-wise, and then I go up the center line to the last junction. And please remember that if you cut too far or the wrong direction, it's only a piece of paper. It will just have a different structure than the other ones. And it really doesn't matter, so you can just follow it and see what happens. So that is where we get to with this V shape down the middle. And at this point, the easiest way to describe it is I just flip it so that that is now, so my cut is pointing towards me, and I then cut up in the opposite direction on both sides. So that's the main point, is that the center cut goes one way, and on either side cuts go to that same last join but they're going the other direction. So from where I am, I'm looking at a giant M shape. Going up to that last join. And if I hold it up upside down, I've got a giant W shape. It's an M, a W. This is a meditation in itself, the level of concentration that you have to follow this. And then you simply take one little leg of your zigzag and fold forwards, back, forwards, back. If you need to reverse the fold, as long as you're just always going first, forward, back, forwards, back. With your sharp creases, it shouldn't matter whether you have to reverse, forwards, back, forwards, back. And at some point you have to go around the 3 awkward corners. And then you have your little booklet. This can be, the 3 awkward corners can be glued if you want to have it more as a concertina. You just glue the awkward corners down. Otherwise you keep it just as something you can hold in your hand and it can flop open in different directions. And it's a bit more like having a map. So perhaps today's exercise fits with it being flexible and open in your hand when we get to that stage.